Niger, 1975. Pale, compacted earth extending as far as the satellite could capture. Land scientists had officially classified as gone. Same coordinates, 2005. Dense, continuous, productive land cover. No exceptional rainfall year caused that. A structure built by hand, millions of times over did. In Burkina Faso, one farmer dug 12,000 small basins into a single hectare of that same pale, crusted earth, ground that hadn't produced a meaningful harvest in years. Hand tools only. Dry season labor. A specific pattern cut into hardpan that had been shedding precipitation for decades. That 1 hectare produced 80% more grain than untreated plots alongside it when the rains arrived. The structure is called a half-moon bund. The technique used inside it is called cultivation, digging enriched planting depressions into crusted, deteriorated earth, a method that predates any formal agricultural program by centuries. Dutch geographer Chris Rage spent 30 years studying land degradation in Africa before sitting down in 2009 to compare those two satellite photographs, the ones from Niger, 1975 and 2005. He examined both multiple times before accepting what he was seeing. The transformation covered too much area to attribute to weather variation or a single good rainfall year. Something structural had changed in how that landscape was functioning. When researchers returned to Niger to investigate, they found nothing imported, nothing funded by outside organizations, nothing requiring technical expertise beyond what local farming communities already possessed. Farmers had spent dry seasons building small semicircular earthen ridges on their slopes by hand. Many learned the approach from neighboring villages or from watching where soil naturally mounded against rocks and produced better growth after rainfall. They formalized that observation into a deliberate structure and built millions of them. Mapping where those structures existed against where the green appeared in the satellite record produced near-exact correlation. The transformation wasn't miraculous. It was cumulative, millions of modest individual interventions compounding over 30 years into an outcome that looked impossible from above. Understanding why cultivation works starts with understanding what crusted desert earth actually does to rainfall. In the Sahel, annual precipitation arrives in intense events across a narrow 2 to 4 month window. The remaining 8 months produce nothing. When that critical moisture arrives and hits hardpan, roughly 35 millimeters of every 40 millimeters received runs off within hours, sheeting over the sealed crust, cutting channels through exposed topsoil, leaving the field below as dry 2 days after the event as it was before. The farmer watched it pour. The field absorbed almost nothing. Cultivation interrupts that process at the most fundamental physical level. Digging a depression into the crusted top layer creates a catchment point that traps incoming runoff rather than letting it escape. Filling that catchment with organic material before the growing period begins gives arriving precipitation somewhere to slow, pool, and push into subsoil beneath rather than racing toward a ditch. Each planting hole in a system measures roughly 20 to 40 centimeters wide and 10 to 20 centimeters deep. Excavated material piled on the downslope edge forms a small mound that intercepts additional flow from above. Compost, manure, or crop residue goes into each hollow before planting. Seeds follow directly into the enriched center. Research measuring outcomes in Burkina Faso found moisture concentration inside each hollow equivalent to 2 to 3 times the actual annual volume received on the surrounding field. Precipitation that previously left the property redirected into the precise zone where root development occurs. If forgotten methods like this are useful to you, hit subscribe. This channel covers one every week. Here's the complete mechanism, Broken down simply, crusted desert earth repels incoming moisture for two connected reasons. Compaction eliminates the macropores, large openings between soil particles that allow liquid to move downward into the profile. And when organic content disappears from deteriorated topsoil, microscopic waxy compounds build up between particles, making the crust actively hydrophobic. Pour liquid onto severely compacted hardpan, and it beads and runs rather than entering. Azai planting hollow bypasses both problems at once. Breaking the crust to excavate each depression creates immediate infiltration points, places where the sealed layer has been physically opened. Organic material added to the hollow base feeds microbial populations that begin breaking down the hydrophobic compounds surrounding it. As those organisms multiply and extend outward from the enriched center, the zone of improved infiltration expands with each passing growing period. The crop establishing inside each hollow accelerates that process further. Active roots create additional pathways as they push through subsoil. When those roots die back between growing periods, the channels they occupied remain, permanent openings that future precipitation can use to reach depths that would otherwise stay completely dry. A single productive planting inside a well-built hollow changes soil chemistry in a measurable ring around it within one cycle. By the following growing period, that ring captures more effectively than it did initially. By year 3 to 5, with a nitrogen-fixing tree established at the center, decomposing leaf litter adds fertility that purchased inputs would otherwise need to supply. Field documentation from Burkina Faso recorded grain yields under established canopy running 50 to 100% higher than comparable crops grown outside the influence zone in the same field, from a construction approach costing between $15 and $40 per hectare to implement. The USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service has mapped over 100 million acres of severely deteriorated dryland in the continental United States, showing runoff losses comparable to pre-restoration Niger. Shallow topsoil over hardpan layers. Annual moisture arriving between 8 and 18 inches in intense seasonal bursts. Compacted surfaces developed through decades of overgrazing and repeated tillage that shed most of what falls on them within hours. The physics that rebuilt the Sahel transfers directly. Throughout Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona, honey mesquite already grows along deteriorated range and dry wash margins, a native nitrogen fixer performing the structural function of the Sahel's faidherbia tree inside a half-moon bond, or Zai planting system. Its presence on exhausted land isn't a problem to eliminate. Managed deliberately inside a built hollow, it becomes the free fertility engine the approach needs to compound over time. Through Kansas, Oklahoma, and the southern plains, black locust fills an equivalent role. Aggressive establishment in marginal dryland, strong nitrogen fixation, drought endurance through summer heat that defeats most cultivated species without irrigation support. For any landowner with deteriorated earth losing precipitation to runoff right now, the starting point is a single afternoon. Mark a quarter acre of your most problematic slope. Dig 20 planting hollows in the Zai pattern, staggered rows, each enriched with whatever organic material the property produces. Plant dryland sorghum or grain amaranth at the center of each one. Observe how that section responds through the following dry stretch compared to untouched earth alongside it. Documented outcomes show the difference appearing within one growing cycle, not from bringing in outside resources, from redirecting what already falls on the property into zones where it can rebuild what compaction removed. The precipitation is arriving regardless. What changes is whether the earth holds it. Those 12,000 hollows in Burkina Faso didn't revive exhausted earth through luck or exceptional rainfall. They changed how the land received what was already falling. Niger's satellite images are the proof at scale, and it started the same way every time, with one afternoon and a hoe. Subscribe for the next forgotten method.